G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to use my giant seahorse mold again. I've only used it once so far. That was the first one I did. Look at that. That was just with a clear resin and some Chameleon powders. So I'm going to use that again. But I want to see if I can do drops. So this is my giant froggy or large frog, and this one I did, I'll link the video for you at the end of this video. Can you see there? I put a clear layer down first and then the drops because I didn't want the drops to run down the sides. And in the legs here, you can't see them that well because I guess it's quite deep there, the clear layer. So what I'm going to try today is hopefully the drops, but I'm going to do it straight onto the mold, and we do have a bit of a side there, you know, it slopes down. So when I did the other drops, I used this resin, the UV resin clear hard type from Let's Resin, but I've got a different one this time. It's also by Let's Resin, UV resin, but it says high viscosity. So, move that out of the way. I'm interested to see if it's thick enough to sort of hold on a slope. Oh, there's 2 bottles in there. Cool. And some instructions as well. Yeah, I want to see if it will, you know, hold on a slope. I mean, it's a liquid, so, you know, it's not an ideal surface, you know, a sloping surface, but I want to see if the high viscosity is just a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to use this. This is a top on here on the nozzle, so that just closes that. So we'll pop that on there. You can keep that in case you know, want to close it up again, but I don't think I ever would. Right, I'm just going to try a drop first, just to see before I go any further. And I'm going to use this. This is the 2-part one, but I'm only going to use the top today, but it does come with a bottom piece and then you slide like a piece of plastic in there or acrylic so that you can do the top and the bottom at the same time. Anyway, let's just try one. I won't turn it on just yet. I'm going to try one here on the side. We'll just see how thick it is. Oops, no, it's dripping. Ah, oh, hang on. I need to get myself organized here. I'm not organized. Okay, it's dripping. Of course it's dripping. I mean, it's a liquid. But let's try again. Move that eye out of the way. I think probably what I need to do is, I mean, the middle one will be fine. It's just these side ones, but I may have to just tip it a little bit. It's probably going to take me a little while to do, but I really want to do this, so I'm going to work out a way to do it. So even though the other resin, the thicker resin, high viscosity, it's still going to run, but if I tilt it like this, oh, it is definitely is thicker. I'll just hold that there. We don't need to hold it for too long. Just to get it to, you know, get a skin over the top. Okay, that's worked. And then, you know, I can, once I've done them all, then I can put that over and let it set up completely. All right, this is going to take me a little while, isn't it? I need to find something to prop it so that I'm not holding it. What about some tape? Will that work? I'll try that. Okay. Let's do that for now. Hold that. I'll do a few and see how we go, and then I'll put you on a time lapse because you don't want to watch me do all of this. And then I've still got the eye to put in as well. I've chosen that one. I think that's a pretty color. I'm going to use sort of blues and greens. Oh, that one I did them a little bit big, that one, and they've smooshed together. They have smooshed. Oh, it's still too soft. Okay. Let's just cure that. And then I need to remove those two. It's easy to do. You just, you know, if they smush together, I'd rather them be separated. So if they're smushed together, I'll just cure them and then pick them off and do them again. It's no big deal. Now the eyes I have used are my 12mm eyes. Can't see that very well, can you? 12mm eyes, glass eyes. You could get away with 10 maybe. Yeah. But yeah, I think that the 12 would be a good size. Let's see if I can pick these two off. Yeah, there we go. They smushed. I guess that's going to happen a lot, isn't it? I'll just give that a wipe. All right. I was trying to do them so that they weren't like so symmetrical, like 2 in each. Maybe I'll try and do like some different size ones. And then quickly with the, oops, better put that away. You have to make sure that your nozzle there isn't anywhere near your light, otherwise it's, yeah, your UV resin will cure on top. Okay, that looks as if it's working. Okay, I just didn't want 2 in each, you know. I don't mind, maybe I can do 1 big one, 2, or maybe 3 little ones, and just sort of change it up a little bit. Alrighty, oops, there's a hair. Bit of fluff. Handy to have a little pair of tweezers around. Now you have to be really careful that you don't knock these, because being on silicone, it's easy for them to pop off. So I'm going to do a little bit more here. Actually, that one starts to slope, so I'm going to have to move the tape over. And again, real quick, so that one I had like 2 different sizes. One was a little bit bigger than the other. So that's all I'm going to try and do, is just have them, you know, a little bit different on each one, just so they're not all too similar. I think I probably only need, what, 10 seconds or so? Yeah, don't need very much. Don't need long at all. All right, let's move this down a bit, and now I should be able to do a few here. I can do quite a few of those ones in there. All right, I'm going to put you on a time lapse, and I'll do some more, and then I'll come back to you because we need to do the eye as well. So I'm up to this little area here, and it's just a very small drop. So the resin keeps falling down. So what I thought I would do, I'll see if I can do this, just put a little bit on toothpick and see if I can just do a little drop. See if that'll work. A little baby drop. Okay, that's working better, and because it's nice and thick, it's sort of staying where it should. Do another one just there. All right, let's get those two cured. All right, that worked well. So I thought in between sort of time lapses, I'll put the eye in, and then I'll continue doing it. I'm just a bit worried that when I like turn it, that some of these might pop off, but I just have to be careful. I mean, obviously don't want to bend the mold because then everything will just spring right off. Let's do the eye. Make sure it's nice and clean. And what's best? Oh, wrong one. Pop. It's got to make sure that there's no bubble on the bottom there, otherwise you're going to get a bubble in the eye, and we don't want that. Oops. I guess the only thing with the thicker one is it kind of leaves a bit of a train sometimes. So I'm going to just spread that resin into that eye socket there, up the sides. I just don't want a bubble, that's all. Now I'm going to shine my little torch. Oops, I should turn that off before it cures it. Okay, I can see a couple of bubbles in there. Shining a torch in definitely helps to see any bubbles. Like, I don't mind, there's probably bubbles in here as well, but I'm not too fussed about those. I just try to get these ones out. Not really, no, I can't really get them out. And I can't torch it because, you know, I'll burn the mold. Will definitely burn the mold for sure. All right, let's get that eye in. Give it a bit of a press. Okay, and we'll cure that one. And I think I might do these ones next. Hopefully they will stay. They're a little bit wider, those areas, so I can do sort of a little rows of those. Now I am going to need to do the underside of the eye as well, because this UV light isn't going through the glass eye because it's got a white paper backing on it, so I will need to put it underneath as well. And do the other side. Okay, I'll just hold on to it. Like I said, I don't want to bend the mold because then these might sort of pop off if I bend it too much, but that should be all right. That's curing the underside. All right, I think that'll do. Alrighty, let's see if we can do these ones here now. It's probably easier if I just do that, actually. Not sure how to do it without leaving a little train, because it is thicker, so it's sort of leaving a bit of a train. Let's do those ones, cure those ones. This is exciting. It is taking me a little while. And some of them, you know, I didn't get the angle quite right, so they ran, and then I just picked them off and did them again. Because I'm trying to keep them, you know, as round as possible. If there's a couple of oval ones, that's okay. I just don't want them running into each other. So curing it for probably 10 seconds and then moving on to the next piece. We'll hold these though. So anyway, I'm going to finish these and then I'll come back to you. You don't need to see me doing the whole thing. It's probably boring. I've done some already. I'll come back to you when it's time to dust with the Chameleon powders, all right? So I will see you then. That is done. I think I've done enough little drops. Every time I look at it, I think, oh, I could add another one in there, and then I can add another one, but no, just leave it. All right, now I am using the Intense Chameleon powders, and I'm going to go with sort of, you know, bluey colors, blues and greens. So this one's green, that's resin. This one's blue, and this one's deep blue. Deep blue's got more of a sort of a purpley tone to it. So now I have to be really careful when I'm dusting these, not to knock my little balls off. So I want to try to get it sort of like a blended. So I'm going to do what I did. I think I've done this before, just sort of like a little sprinkle here and there. Whoops, missed. That one's that one. And then the blue, dip that in and give it a little bit of a sprinkle, just to sort of hopefully blend a little bit. What do you think? Think that'll work? Oh, I hope so. That'll work. Right, that's the blue. And then the green, I am double dipping. I don't mind if the colours blend a little bit. I was thinking about getting like a gold pen or a silver pen and going in between and doing all those little creases, but I'm not sure exactly like how it'll turn out, if it'll look nice. And I think I'll probably have more luck once it's cured and, you know, unmolded, going in then with a silver or a gold pen if I want to then. A little bit more blue. Then once I've done this, I can just start to brush it on. Probably going to need a smaller little brush to get into all these little pointy bits here. And I can't see these bits here can't really see those at the moment because unless I put my head right in, then you can't. Then all you see is the back of my head. All right, let's leave that for now. Put the lids on so I don't knock anything over. Okay. If you don't have the Intense Chameleon powders, you can just use the regular Chameleon powders. I've got those as well, and they'll work really nicely. So I've just got a nice sort of big soft brush. Gosh, I do even have like a bigger soft one, but we'll see. I've just got to make sure I don't brush too hard and, yeah, dislodge anything. So I'm going to go really gently, just to start with. Just really gently, because then I can actually see where all those bubbles are. And then I can go over it maybe a little bit harder if I need to. But I will need to come up the sides as well. I haven't really put any too far up the sides. It was too difficult. Oh, look at that. I can get in there as well. I think I'll change to a smaller brush though to get into those little pointy areas there. All right, just take my time, don't rush, don't want to dislodge anything. And then once I've done this, I'll get my little air blower, I think they're for keyboards actually. It's just a little blower to clean out your keyboards or maybe the inside of your car, that sort of a thing, little mini vac blower. I use it quite a lot actually. I'll take it outside very carefully and just blow the excess. Oh no, we lost one. Where's my tweezers gone? See, it's gonna, oh gosh, there's two. Oh no. I don't think I'm going to be able to put them back though, because now we're dusted. We're done and dusted, so, okay. Carefully. It did look to me as if there were a couple that were sort of loose. Oh, there's another one. Oh no. Just you know, because I've been picking it up and tilting it, you know, to get it onto a correct angle, yeah, they've sort of popped off a little bit. But it's hard to see which ones are loose. I kind of poked a couple of them and I thought, yeah, that's okay, it's not moving, but obviously they were. I don't think it'll matter too much, will it? All right, so I'm going to finish this. I'm going to turn it around so I can see up in here, and I'm going to do all of these little pointy bits in there. I'm just going to take my time. I'll take it outside, give it a good blow, mix up some resin. I'm going to go with black resin today because I think the Chameleon powders look really pretty on black. And the last one I did, I just used clear. So yeah, it'd be good to do a black one today. Get in there. I'll have to get a smaller brush to get in there. Maybe dabbing rather than brushing. So anyway, you get the general idea. All right, I'm going to finish this. Like I said, I'm going to take it outside, give it a good blow, come back, make up my black resin, and then I'll come back to you. So it's all done, and hopefully you can see the different colours in there. And I did that sort of sprinkle with the powders so that I didn't get definite lines, you know, like squares or circles. Hopefully they all just blend in nicely together. It looks as if he's got some kind of disease, doesn't it? Anyway, hopefully it'll look nice. Let's just pop you back up onto the tripod here. So I've mixed up just over 500 grams this mold takes, and it is the Let's Resin, just their standard casting resin, not the fast cure that I'd use for blooms. It's just the standard one, and I do need to mix for another minute, but I'm going to add my black. So I've got the Let's Resin black pigment paste. You could use the nozzle, but I need a big dollop, so I'm just going to squeeze it in. Whoop, there we go. That should be enough. I've run out of my black resin. I've got some more coming. I do like to use the black resin. I don't have to do this and worry about it not mixing properly and having blobs on the bottom of unmixed paste, but it should be fine. It's a nice liquid paste. I think the only time that happened was when I used a paste out of a jar and it was quite dry. It was probably old and didn't mix properly. And then when I unmolded, I had these blobs of black pigment paste that hadn't mixed in, and they were sitting on the bottom of my mold. So when I unmolded it, I had this wet paste sitting on it. Was not good. All right, so that's that. I'm going to stir it for another, what have I got? Another 30 seconds or so, and I'll come back to you. All done. Now, normally I would use my fast cure resin from Let's Resin because, you know, I want to unmold it pretty soon. But this is, it is, let's have a little look. I can't remember how deep it is. It's deeper than I would normally pour the fast cures, and it's about 3 centimeters, so up to there in the middle. That's an inch there, so just over an inch deep. So just to be on the safe side, I don't want to fuse my resin to my mold if it flash cures, because that's not good. Let's pour it onto the stick and into the mold. That way it's not splashing too much. And fill it as much as you can, just because when the resin cures, it kind of pulls away from the sides a little bit. It shrinks a little bit, and you want to make sure that it's as full as possible. Just come around here. Around there. Ah, stop. I think I did go a little bit over the 500 grams though, so I might have enough to do a couple of little puffy hearts. maybe it's going to drizzle a little bit into there. A little bit more. Okay, I think that's got it. All right, so I've still got a little bit of room. Like I said, I do like to fill it as much as possible, just to avoid that sort of shrinkage as it cures and pulls away from the side. And this is when you know if your bench is level or not. It's a good test for your bench. Now I'm not going to spray because I don't want to risk, I'm not going to torch because I don't want to risk burning my mold. So I'm just going to give it a quick little spray with my isopropyl. I use 100% isopropyl and I get it in a big, I think it's a gallon, 4 litres, just from eBay. It's pretty cheap if you do it that way. Cheaper than the 500 ml ones from Bunnings anyway. There's a couple of little bubbles there. I'll just pick them out with my toothpick. Actually, they look like some mica powder, because when that one popped, it went purple. All right, so that's pretty much it. I can add a tiny bit more. And then we'll cover it, just in case a bug flies into it, as they do. Put up a little net over the top. And I will have to wait till tomorrow now to unmold this, but that's fine. We'll just leave it there, let it cure. And I'll come back and check in about half an hour and see if there's any other bubbles over the top that need to be popped. So see you tomorrow. It's the next day, bright and early. I've just had my morning coffee and then came straight out to the studio to unmold this seahorse. So let's do it. Should we start here or start here? Oh, let's start here at the top. Start at the top. All right. It's not a difficult mold to unmold, but with all pieces, you don't want to, you just be careful. You don't want to rip anything or break any little points off. They're quite thick though, so I doubt anyone would break one off, but just be careful. Oh, this is so exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how my little water drops have worked. Oh, is out. Well, that's a tiny little bit bendy still, just because it's the thinnest part of the whole piece. Now, you can easily just clean these out, these little areas. Just sort of push them like that and get a baby wipe in there, or a cotton bud or something like that. If you've got any mica left, give it a wipe with a baby wipe, and that should come out nice and clean. And I will link this for you. It's in my eBay Australia store and it's also in my Amazon US store. So I'll link both of those for you if you want to grab yourself one of those amazing molds. Biggest seahorse mold I've ever seen anyway. All right, let's just do this, shall we? All right, here we go. I'm nervous. Oh, wow. That is amazing. Oh, it's even prettier than I thought it was going to be. Look at that. Look at the eye. It looks nice, doesn't it? Wow. That is so pretty. Look at that. Can you, I'm going to have to take it outside so we can have a look at the different colours in it. Oh, wow. All right, now, I was going to do some silver on it. What do you think? Do you think we should just do a little bit of silver? I might just do a little bit just to see what it looks like. And I've got these chrome marker pens here from Let's Resin. You get 3 gold and 3 silver with different size nibs. What's this one? Oh yeah, first one I got is right, which I like using the flat tipped one. Now, of course, you don't have to do this, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. Do I want to? I'd like to see just what it looks like, and I don't think I'm going to do like a very big line. I think I don't even know what I want to do. Let's just do a little bit, just sort of just on the tip here. Oh yeah, look at that, that works. Just going to go a little bit on this raised area here, just on these little lines between each of those little sort of raised nibs. And of course this is totally optional, you don't have to do it, but I like a little bit of bling on my resin, so I think just a little bit like so around there, maybe a little bit thicker actually. So on this one and this one, so there's these two raised sections, and you know, if you wanted to do this, you could, you know, obviously do it thicker if you wanted a more of a silver look, or you might want gold, but I just think the silver matches really well with the colors that I've chosen for this piece. And if you don't like them, you can just wipe them off. Should we do this way as well? Oh gosh, where to stop? Let's do this bit as well. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm just sort of doing just a little bit on the tips. But again, if you decided to do this, you could do however many you wanted to. It's just like a little highlight on these. Just a quick little flick of silver just on the top. I won't go down the sides, but again, if you wanted to, you certainly could. Just a little bit on the tops there like that. I think it's easier doing this than trying to dust with silver mica powder, you know, onto your mold. I think this is just an easier way to do it. What am I up to? I don't know. Where did I start? Here. So what do you think? Do you like it? Let me know. Give that a bit of a shake up. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it. Would you do this with the silver, or would you just leave it plain? But yeah, just very, just the little tips, just to give it that little bit of sheen. Now this over here, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that bit. Now be careful when you're picking it up, because the silver's still wet, so you don't want to smudge it. Give it a bit of a shake. And again, just these little tips here. I think I've already done those. Yes, I have. Okay, I think that's all. Is that all? I think I've done them all. Can you see anywhere I've missed? Yell out if I've missed somewhere. All right, now these bits here. They are raised, so potentially I should be able to just do this. Yep, so that works too. I can just do those raised bits without having to worry about the silver marker getting onto the base. Just going on those raised pieces. Beautiful. All right. Happy with that? Yay! I love it. All right, now I will link Let's Resin's website, their Amazon store US, their Amazon store UK, and there's also a coupon code. So you can get any of these products, the resin, the markers, the Chameleon powders, you know, the paste, anything you want by using those links. All right, let's just take this for a little walk. I'll try not to, how am I going to do this? I better zoom out a little bit, I think. Okay, pick him up. Pick him up, this slippery little sucker. All right, here we go. Let's go around over here. And where will we go? will we go? We'll stand over here. We don't have too many benches and things in the way. I love that eye. And hopefully you can sort of see how, you know, where I sort of dusted or flicked that powder on, that I don't have like blocks of colour. It's just more blended. I wonder if I can go outside and find some sunshine. Let's go. I'll go outside, see if I can find some sunshine. Let's put that there for a minute. It's very early. It's only 7:30 a.m. So we haven't got, well, the sun's still quite low, but gives you a bit of an idea of what it looks like in the sun. Really pretty. I'm trying not to drop him. So there you go. What do you think? A little water drops. Very cute. I love these spikes on its head. That is so cool. And it's easy to attach a little hanger on the back, and you could hang it on the wall if you wanted to. It's a decent size for, you know, something that hangs on the wall. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. There'll be more coming up real soon. And hopefully I will see you all again for the next one. Okay, so take care. Bye for now.